At this point, it's obvious that selling products on Amazon is a great way to make money online, but if you start out by selling the wrong products, you can end up costing yourself a ton of money or even getting your Amazon account banned. So after selling over $7 million on Amazon myself, I'm going to give you some general frameworks for the types of products that you want to sell. We're going to look at specific profitable examples of products that you could sell right now, and then we're going to actually source products together so that you can see how I found those examples. So let's just go ahead and get into the value of today's video. Before we do that real quick, I also want to mention that if you want a completely free guide as well as some documents that I actually use to run my Amazon business, I'll leave a link for a free course down below. But let's start by talking about the general types of products that you want to sell. Our goal is obviously to make as much profit as possible when we're selling products on Amazon. One of the easiest places to start is by looking at the price of the product. In general, I would say the best products you're going to sell are very rarely under $20. It tends to be tricky to make profit under that mark. And then for me personally, I don't love selling things that are more than $200 or $300. It opens you up to some customers being sketchy, getting some sketchy returns, things like that. I like selling things that are not super expensive, nicely consistent, sell well, and actually make a profit after it's all said and done. For the second product rule that I like to follow, it's easier just to show you the first example of a profitable item, because the best way to make money on Amazon isn't like creating your own brand. It's not working with big wholesalers, that kind of thing. It's literally just buying things from established, trusted websites. So for example, you could buy this right now from Walmart for $21.77, and then we can turn around and sell this on Amazon for over 44 bucks. And that brings me to the second rule that I like to follow. Almost all the products that you sell on your store are typically going to follow a rule where this cost price is roughly half of what you plan to sell it for, or less, obviously. If you can buy it for a lot less than half, then you've probably made a good amount of profit. But in general, as you're starting to source and look for profitable items, keep that in mind. And when you're looking at products, it becomes kind of one of those things you'll get good at. Looking at an iron, you ask yourself, do I think I can get this for roughly $22? In this case, as I was sourcing, and again, I'll show you how I found this profitable item, I was like, maybe that seems reasonable. Let me Google it. And that led me to the Walmart source listing for that product. But obviously, there's more than just price that goes into figuring out what good products look like. So that's where I tend to look at the demand of things. So for me, I'm not a huge fan of selling things that are super seasonal. I hope you don't want to run a business where you only make a ton of money in 2 months, right? Selling Christmas decorations or something like that, and then you make no money the rest of the year. So personally, I like to look for things that are very consistent in how they sell. And there's actually a fairly simple way to validate if things are consistent that you're looking at. Jumping back into this example product, see how the sales rank on this listing. This sales rank is basically showing me in order from 1 being the best selling product in that category to theoretically several million being something that probably has never sold in that category. This is basically showing me how fast something is sold over the past X period. In this case, I have it filtered to the last year. So on this, you can see that there's a pretty good trend where that sales rank is pretty consistent, right? Maybe recently it's going up ever so slightly, but it's pretty flat for the most part, right? If you see all that data right there, it seems like it maybe even started selling faster as that sales rank came closer to 1 back here in the summer of 2025. But I see a decent amount of consistency on something like this. And where that might vary, if you compare that to something like a Minnie Mouse pillow, is totally like a great like Christmas gift type product. And you can see that's actually exactly what happened this past Christmas season. As you see that sales rank dipping down, usually as a top 10,000 toy in this case. And then right as Christmas got closer, a bunch of people started buying it probably as a Christmas gift. The sales rank went to 1,000, 2,000 in that range. And then on SellerAmp, which is what I'm using to see all this data, I can also see that the monthly sold went from like 200, 100, all the way up to 1,000, right? So this product still sells somewhat well outside of the holiday season. There's not a terrible product, honestly, but it became super seasonal. So just be on the lookout for that pattern. You'll see much more egregious examples. If we went to Christmas lights, you would see it would literally be like 0 sold, and then it would go to 10,000 monthly sold, and it would fall right back off a cliff, right? Another factor that I like to think about when I'm sourcing products is to look for products that are consumable, those things that you might find repeat customers on. For example, if we take a look at like some Da Vinci syrup here, right? Something that people are putting in their coffee, make some treats with, that kind of thing. This is probably somebody's like favorite syrup, and they're going to end up buying this over and over again. And just so you can see this as an example, you can see right now this is going for 26 bucks on Amazon. And then if we buy it from this supplier over here, we can get a case for about 28 bucks. We can actually get it cheaper if we buy multiple cases. And that works out to about $7 each, right? So buying these for $7 each, we actually almost double our money every single time that this product sells. And it's one of these products that we're probably going to have some repeat customers on. So we tend to build a little bit of consistency buying and selling stuff like this. And in order to break down the other things that I like to look for, let's just go ahead and start talking about specific categories that are pretty good to sell on Amazon. And let's just jump back into the computer here. And I want to start by talking about the grocery category. So grocery is an awesome category for beginners to sell in because there is no returns. The downside to selling in the grocery category is that there tends to be less limited time opportunities for sales, clearances, coupons, that kind of thing. Those are the real opportunities that make online reselling a lot more viable and a lot more profitable. So what I will say is grocery products tend to be the most stable and the most profitable. There's very very few extra expenses in terms of returns and extra fees and things like that. But as a trade-off for that, it tends to be fairly difficult to source. But once again, if you're worried about actually sourcing these products, we will use some of these examples to find some products together. And before we do that, let's just keep breaking down some more examples here. I want to show you other things that you can think about selling on Amazon. For example, you can look at craft supplies. There's a lot in the craft supply niche. There's a lot of brands that are open to resellers. For example, Fiskars is a brand I've sold before. There's also auto ungated brands that require no approval to actually get started selling. Those brands like Red Heart Yarn is a good example. If you punch that in and start doing some sourcing with the method that I'll show you here in a couple minutes, probably find some decent gems. But in this example, see here's like some 5-inch scissors or whatever. The same thing, micro tip 5-inch over here going for $10. So if we buy this for $10 from Walmart, we're gonna make $4.90 profit. So basically $5 profit every time this item sells. Nice and consistent, right? Pretty straightforward category as far as arts and crafts go. Another category that I like to sell but can be a little bit more complicated is the clothing category. For example, when I look at this product right here, this is like a fishing shirt, something like that. And on the website that I found this, I found it on clearance basically, and you'll see in the cart it is $21. When I plug that $21 price in on SellerAmp, I can see, all right, I'm gonna make $6 profit every time this sells. Pretty decent ROI, pretty decent stability in that price as well. So lots of history of that price being fairly stable, even a little bit higher than it is right now. The reason why I like selling clothes specifically, even though there is some extra risk in terms of returns, just making sure that you're finding things that are very consistently profitable so that after you have some of those returns, you're still profitable. The main benefit to selling clothes though is once you found one profitable item, usually you've found at least several more. So for example, this was just like the small size, right? The small is profitable selling for $42.58. But what I can do is I can go down here to Keepa. So Keepa and SellerAmp is the softwares that you'll need for sourcing products, by the way. It's about $40 a month total. And what I want to use Keepa to do in this case is to go to variations. And then you can see I've filtered it to just the other versions of that specific color. And this is where clothes become a little bit more powerful than some of the other categories, just in terms of how many different products you can find quickly. Because you'll notice we found the small, but when I mouse over these other sizes, like for example, the extra large, and here's the large, this is going to be a medium, and then here's a different size. And all of those sizes are $40 and above, right? So when we found this one product, instead of just buying one product, really now we're at least going to buy these other 3 sizes that are the same exact price and decently profitable on Amazon. So we've turned one product lead into 4. And that's also just specifically within this color. There's other colors on this website here that are on sale as well. So we could go through that list, check for those colors as well. So really sourcing clothes is great when you want to try to spend as much inventory budget as possible just by looking at different variations and looking at different versions that also sell based on that initial lead. For me personally, this is the category that I'm the most versed in selling. And the only category that really comes close for me is selling beauty products. For example, here's this product I found at a big retailer right here for about $16 in this Cetaphil brand. And you can see that it is selling 50 times a month or $33 on Amazon right now. This is just like one quick example. I like to sell beauty items just because it has that repurchase ability. And specifically with beauty items, they have a lot of opportunities for the same products to go on sale. One thing that I like to look for when I'm sourcing products is to look for those products where, let's say there's 20 different websites that all sell the same brand, right? If website A wants to make more sales than website B in that long list, guess what they have to do? They have to lower their price. They have to run a sale. They have to run a coupon. And that creates those limited time opportunities where you can go into that website, buy that brand that's being sold all over the place at the lowest possible price, and then sell it on Amazon. And obviously, since we bought it on a limited window, the price is usually going to be a lot higher. Customers aren't going to see that much lower price and are able to make some decent sales on our Amazon listing with that 2-day shipping, Amazon customer service, all that good stuff. And then that takes me to one of my other favorite categories to sell. And this is even another good thing to be on the lookout for. Clearances are always like an easy place to start. Obviously, by definition, if you buy clearance items, you're not going to see a lot of consistency with that. Obviously, you probably bought the rest of the clearance out, so you're not going to be able to restock it. But for this in particular, I like to sell things in like the sports, outdoors category, that kind of thing. Might be on clearance because at least while I'm recording this, it's the middle of winter, so probably not a lot of people going camping. But even though it is winter, there's still a decent amount of people buying this. 27 sales a month. If we plug in our $22 buy cost right there, you're going to see that this is actually going to be almost a $12 profit every time we sell it. But when it comes to picking the specific product niche that you want to sell into, I wouldn't get super specific right off the bat. I showed you all those examples of categories that I sell in because I like selling in as many different things as possible. What you'll notice is that some niches tend to be very discounted on one day. Another niche might be super discounted on a different day. So it really just depends on the day on what I end up sourcing. And obviously up to this point, you've only seen specific examples. If you've been on social media looking into selling on Amazon for a while, I'm sure you've seen plenty of this. So let's actually just jump back in here and let's go to the first product we started with. And I will show you how to turn any of these products that we looked at today or any product that you end up sourcing using the method I'm about to show you to find basically an infinite stream of future leads fees as well, right? So let's go on this product. I want to go to SellerAmp. This is how I've legitimately sourced at least $5 or $6 million worth of the products that I've sold, is going and opening up some of these storefronts right here. I'm going to go ahead and check out what this person is selling. Looks like this person has 200 feedback. So they've been selling Amazon for a while. They've probably sold anywhere from $1 to $2 million on Amazon. What you'll notice is that people just don't leave a ton of reviews on Amazon. So this is actually a pretty big seller, and that is especially supported because it looks like they've already sourced about 1,900 products. And the reason why this is the best way to source is because we know that they're almost definitely buying this product from this retail website. So there's going to be other items in their storefront that they're buying from different retail websites, right? Hopefully that is pretty straightforward. And let's just go ahead and dive in and source some products. What I usually like to do is go brand by brand. And just because I'm assuming you're probably somewhat new to selling on Amazon, I'm going to skip brands that I know that you're not allowed to sell. If you go to your Amazon seller account and you tried to list like New Balance products right now, it's probably not going to have a button that says apply to sell. Typically, you'll just go ahead and upload an invoice from wherever you're buying products from. For example, if you wanted to get ungated to sell Coleman, right, you just buy 10 units from Sierra right here, upload that invoice. But for some brands, that's not even viable, right? Some brands like Lego and New Balance have not been open for new sellers to apply on for a couple years. So we'll just need to focus our efforts on things that I know that you can also sell as well. By the way, if you get discouraged by that, you can go check out the channel. There's tons of recent success stories from people who have tried selling on Amazon, selling the same things that you can, and really been crushing it. So if you want to connect with someone different than me and hear some of their stories, I would go check out that playlist on the channel. But Tommy Copper is a brand that I know that you should at least be able to apply to sell. And let's go ahead and start going and finding some products based on this. Because all I'm doing is looking at this item list right here. I'm asking myself, hey, do I think that this back pain t-shirt is on sale online for $41 or less? This isn't a brand I've sourced too much of before, so I don't really know the idea, but we can go ahead and figure it out together, right? So this looks like it is about 59 bucks. One other thing you want to do is just check like coupon codes. So this is just Capital One Shopping. It's a free Chrome extension. It seems like there's a lot of codes. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to add a random one to cart and see what kind of like extra discounts might even be an option here. Just ran that real quick. No coupons working today. So we know that we're just dealing with that sticker price. So no worries there. We need to get that for 41. So I'm not going to be a lot of potential there. Let's see. There's a bra right here. There's like a zipper t-shirt. That's interesting. Let's see. This is like 77. What are these bras going for? On their website, like 60, maybe an alternate source though. HSN. Is this like a legit website? Oh, it seems like just like a online shopping website of some kind. I don't know if I've ever bought from here. Yeah. So we got like a QVC competitor or something like that here, I would assume. This is 45 bucks here. That was more interesting for sure, because I saw our max cost here was 47.88. So let's see. So 85 bucks right there. I do think on this source listing, we only had the smalls in stock. Yeah, just the smalls in stock. So changing it to small. Yeah. So this is 89 bucks, buying it for 45 bucks. There you go. There's a quick example, right? ROI is pretty decent. We definitely want an ROI at least 40% or so if we're going to do women's clothing, which is one of the higher return rate things you can sell on Amazon, but with a decent per unit profit and stuff like that. Pretty decent example, right? So there's one example of a profitable item. From there, like I said, I like to go brand by brand. So we can also just go ahead and check a couple of these just to test the concept here. This is like a big perfume set we need to get for 22. That's showing up at 25. Could be close, although I see usually, so like the lowest price on this is 31 bucks. So that's not even close to meeting that rule we were talking about, where usually you're buying for half of what you want to sell it for. I'm personally going to skip that. Probably some like cheaper options or something. Let's see. This one, we need to buy it for 15 bucks. And this could be the same, although I think we got like a mini size is the $15 off. Let's open this one up here. And this could be nothing going on here. No potential. And that's totally fine. Usually as I'm going through storefronts, I like to check the first 5 or 10 products per brand. And then if I don't see anything even like close, I'll move on. Cause usually that means that there was like a big sale that I missed, and I'll keep it in the back of my mind. Let's see. This is sold out for 70 bucks. We need to buy it for 33. So I would bet that there was like a really big sale on this brand. Let me see. Let's check like some other, the 23 bucks on that matte lip pencil. And yeah, I'm seeing a lot of these. We need to get them for honestly like right around half of what the price is seem to be on a lot of these right now. So I bet there was like a 50% sale or 40% sale like that. Maybe for Black Friday recently, things like that made this price super low. So this is honestly a good example. You're not always going to find products right off the bat like we did with this brand. So I'd probably personally skip this brand, come back to it if I ever saw a coupon pop up and that kind of thing. But luckily we were able to find this product here. I just wanted to find one profitable item with you. And just so you can see how the full process works, if you haven't gone through the process of selling things on Amazon before, For the last step of the process, that's where you'll want to go ahead and grab a free trial of Boxem. So Keepa, SellerAmp, and Boxem, all those tools are less than $100 a month, and that's basically how you'll run your entire business. And you'll see this is my dashboard. It shows you like how much money you're making, what you've sold, and then this is also the easiest way to ship products into Amazon. So I don't want to go through that whole process right now. I have other videos that'll cover the entire shipment process in full detail. I just wanted you to be aware that this will be kind of the last step of the process where you enter these products into Boxem, ship them off to Amazon FBA, and then as those products check in at the warehouse, then you'll start showing up on these listings like how this seller here it is, for example. You'll see ships from Amazon sold by Indian Global Store is their third-party seller name on Amazon. But once you go through that shipment creation process, Amazon's going to be shipping those orders out and you'll be back to the races, back to sourcing products like I just showed you there. But now you know what to look for and what products to think about selling in your Amazon business. If you want to see some extra sourcing methods that aren't on YouTube anywhere else, I'd also recommend check out the link down below. We do free live workshops every couple weeks. We'll hop on a Zoom call together, source products together, talk about getting ungated, all of the detail about selling on Amazon all in one place. So get registered for that live workshop if you want to come hang out and talk shop. If you're ready to dive into selling on Amazon, then your next step is to get a free trial of SellerAmp and Boxem down below. Let me know if you have any questions. Really appreciate you watching this video. And if you want to see an extremely detailed process of selling on Amazon, I made you a 5-hour long free course. You can check that out right here.